This is the Blairing Out with Eric Blair show. Recently, OC Weekly did a cover story celebrating the 20-year anniversary of the Blairing Out with Eric Blair show on cable television. I want to personally thank all of the dedicated viewers for the last 20 years. Please continue to spread the word and subscribe to the show on YouTube. Tonight, interviewing rockers on the red carpet for the Ronnie James Dio Stand Up and Shout Cancer Fund's second annual Bowl for Ronnie event.
See you, brother. How you been?
Good. I've been wanting, you know what, Jeff? I've been wanting to do a sit down with you about your whole career, and
you don't have the time because I have the time. I'm waiting for you to get a hold of me.
I want to interview you, brother. Listen, no, seriously, we need to do it.
Absolutely.
Will you come to Orange County?
I will. Not anytime soon because I leave tomorrow for Trans-Siberian Orchestra tour. So we have to do it when that's done.
My friend. I'm so. Every time I see Jeff Scott Soto doing something, it brings a little joy to my heart.
Well, we go back, you know, we go back a long way.
Ronnie James Dio's impact on your life?
Well, I think for the most part, it's the same for everybody. We all share the same impact that he left on us, from the power of his voice to everything that the man has stood for. As a person, as an artist, as a fan, we all got the same thing from him. That is something that's universal. It's not a unique answer I have for that because we all share the same experience that we got from Ronnie. Now, when you take it to the next level and you actually know the man, then you take it a few steps further because he was as genuine and as nice, as perfect as you hoped he would be as a person as he was an artist. The type of singer and the type of artist he was, you would expect him to be kind of arrogant and cold and just leave me alone. And he was the nicest, warmest human being I've ever met in this business. So I'm honored to be in any way, shape, or form part of his life.
You hung out with him?
Not so much hung out. I mean, when I was in his presence, we always had pleasant conversations. We never went out to dinner and shot pool or anything. It was just in what we do for a living. Whenever we were in the certain circles or media, whatever, he was just the kindest, most normal human, most humble human being I've ever met.
Did he ever give you any advice?
We never got to the advice section. The only thing I always took with me is that he was an admirer of my voice, and he saw what I was doing, and he saw that I had the potential to do what I was planning on doing. And that to me meant a hell of a lot more than anything else he could have said to me.
What was it like working with Yngwie? How did you negotiate that relationship?
I never worked with Yngwie. I only worked for Yngwie, if you know what I mean. With Yngwie, I was so young. I was 18 when I joined him. And it was like out of high school, and then you're doing something that's basically the beginning, the nucleus of your career. So I didn't know what to expect. I had nothing to compare it to. Therefore, I didn't know how to even treat the situation. All I knew is it didn't feel right. A lot of elements made me not want to be there, and that's why I didn't stay very long. But I learned a lot from it, and I was able to take a lot back into the situation where I work with them again.
What you're doing right now?
I got a band called Soto. It's my pride and joy. It's not a solo project. It's a band. The musicians in the band stemmed from my solo project when I was touring. I took those guys and I said, do you want to do this with me? I want to make a band out of this. I don't want to do solo records, and I don't want to do what's expected of me. I want to do something that I want to do finally. I wanted to metal out again. I wanted to take it back to the roots of where I came from as an artist. And we've already done 2 albums. Second one came out in April this year. We're going back to Europe in February after we do the Monsters of Rock cruise.
Tell me about this Trans-Siberian Orchestra gig.
One of the biggest secrets in music, a massive Christmas show that we do every year, but it's even more so. They take the classics, it's another ride. I can't really put into words.
Well, they only pick the creme de la creme of musicians to play with the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. So the fact that you're singing says a lot about you.
I remember when they started it, I ran into Al Petrelli, who's been a part of it from the very beginning, and he's the musical director in the West Coast band, the one that I tour with. And he was telling me about this, and on paper, it sounded strange. I'm like, that's why even today, I've been doing it 9 years, I still can't describe it. So when he was telling me about it, I'm like, okay, great, good luck with that. And I walked away thinking, this is not going to work. Years later, I get the call would you like to come down and check it out? They want to hear what your voice sounds like in the mix. And I said, I can't believe it's where it is now. And even since I joined, it's even risen since then. And I've done some monumental things. We played the Bakken Festival 2 years ago, where we played both stages simultaneously with Sabotage. It was mind-blowing. It's the biggest thing I've ever done in my life. And probably in 30 years, the only time I've been nervous to be on stage.
What was the highlight for you of working with Neal Schon on the Soul Circus album?
The highlight was the respect that I got from him to do what I do. With his track record, he could have said, you know, I kind of know, I think you should do it this way. Let me get some other writers or producers. He basically gave me carte blanche to do what I do. Everything you hear, we created together from the very first note to the last. And that to me was the biggest respect I could have gotten from the guy.
That album is heavy.
It's heavier than Journey, but it's not as heavy as Soto.
Oh, Soto's heavier.
Oh yeah, Soto's back to the heavy leagues, yeah.
How heavy is Soto? Like, how many tracks of rhythm?
I'm gonna say Soto's more like in the we fall more in the Five Finger Death Punch, Adrenaline Mob. That's where I wanted to head in that really heavy, I don't want to say modern, but something that really just you could sink your teeth into. Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep it aggressive in metal.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's
Anger.
what's missing. Yes. Ah!
Yeah. I love you, Jeff Scott Soto.
Eric,
you are the man.
Always a pleasure.
And let's do that sit down.
Save some of those questions. We're going to do it for real.
All right, man.
Eric,
God
always
bless
a pleasure,
you.
brother.
You too, brother.
Rock and roll.
The Blairing Out Show.